Welcome, everyone, to Week 10, Episode 9 of our Ashes to Ashes campaign. And so far, all of my players are still alive, which is a record in itself. That being said, let's cut to the chase. We've got an exciting episode. If you guys have watched Episode 9, I know you want to get right into it. We're going to go around and do some, we're just going to talk about ourselves, our YouTube channels, and what we've been up to. And we're going to start with Thomas this time. Thomas has a new YouTube channel called The Fry Guy, which I'm going to post a little 3D graphic up there reminding you to like and subscribe. Grod, let me know, how's it going? What have you been up to? I heard you were in a game right before this one.
Yeah, we have Ken's Dollar to Dollar or something like that campaign. I forget what it's exactly called. Forgive me, Ken. Ken Macy's.
You are terrible at introductions.
Yeah. I'm awful, but yeah. So me and actually Archie were both in there. Had a short session tonight, and we had to get going on this game because we are having a blast here. Not much going on with my channel. Gonna have a few games coming up. I just got the Stellaris Utopia expansion. I'm gonna run a game on that. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I played one little short session just to get the rules down, and I'm going to be recording something probably tomorrow on that.
You know, I got to offer you something that I want to do. I really want... You have Crusader Kings 2, right?
Yeah.
I want to join a Skype call with you and have you share the screen, and you and I should play Crusader Kings, and we could debate on what our kings would do and what decisions we'd make, because I think we'd have a lot of fun playing that game.
Oh, that's the best, dude. It's like D&D in a video game. You could role play your character. Like, yeah, my characters would love it.
You got to play as a Byzantine so you can cut people's balls off.
No, that's cheat. That's cheat. The Byzantine Empire
Don't start as the emperor. You got to earn the right to cut a man's balls off.
All right, we just lost Viatar on cam. So I'm sure he'll be getting that up soon. But yeah, Grod, Thomas, I'd love to do a 2-person Crusader Kings 2 with you. I saw Paradox Games doing something like that, and it was a lot of fun to watch because they were
Paradox
arguing.
Games. Yeah, all their games are top notch, but Crusader Kings, you could role play that like off the hinges, dude.
Yeah, and I like Provis Gaming and Arumba. They're both really good Crusader King 2 playthroughs. I love them. But I'd love to do that stuff with you. That would be a lot of fun. So let's cut over now to Nate. Nate, I have been showered with compliments about your angelic voice already. And again, Nate's channel will be linked in the info card above. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this channel because it's Mandalore and I'm a human from Earth.
Tai Hai.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah.
Nate.
Yeah. So yeah, I have I have a Facebook page where I do reviews of games I've been playing in, and also games that I'm running. Sometimes if I got enough notice, I'll do like a pre-review before the games. Just some things that I'm looking at in the games themselves. Yeah, I've been working a lot with the guys at Absolute Tabletop. Been working on their future sci-fi D&D.
Oh yeah, Heartbringer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've got some stuff. I think I'm going to try and run by you guys after this game. They don't currently have any races in there, but I have I found this thing that would work ideally for it, and I'm trying to stat it out the right way. So anyway, yeah, other than that, let's see, been in probably three of their playtest games for that.
I always thought it would be interesting if, when they want to incorporate races, what they should do is they should release supplements, like make a space sector with a series of planets, and then add aliens to those. Because I'm glad I'm glad it's not like Shadowrun but in space. Because dwarves, elves, orcs, they're all cool and all, but I really enjoy them in the fantasy setting. I don't like Warhammer 40k. I'm sorry. to me, it's just too much lore. And I think once you start adding elves and dwarves and orcs instead of just a scientific alien, then you have to worry about lore and fluff and origins, and all of a sudden, a book that's supposed to be this big starts to become this big. So it'd be really interesting if they did supplements like, here's the Veil Nebula, and here's all the planets in it, and here's the stars, and here's what trade is like, and just give an adventure setting. Not even quests or anything. Because then you could say, I'm the blar 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 from the Veil Nebula, and I'm here because of this.
Right. They're still working on another one. They titled it The Oath of the Frozen King, but basically it was it's like a set of tables. Basically, it's an adventure module, but it's all a set of tables, and you just roll up on it, and it has some of the lore backed in behind it and everything. It's not like super heavy or anything. It's not like a real thick book, but it's an ideal thing. You basically just go in there and you're like, okay, I need something quick. We just go in and roll a series of dice, and it has this whole thing that just kind of chains everything together. So,
I don't care what anybody says. My favorite thing about D&D 4th edition was the Keep on the Shadowfell, how they'd release the modules in tiny little paperback folders with a couple battle maps, the adventure module, and all the monsters you would need. I loved those. My bookshelf is full of them, and I got more usefulness out of those than, sorry Wizards, I love you, D&D is still by far my favorite RPG, than this shit. And that was the sound of my bookshelf collapsing because it's from IKEA. Well, won't need that bookshelf no more. So anyway, I got more usefulness out of those than this. So that was the sound of me throwing my book, because I no longer have a bookshelf. It's just a pile now. But I would really like that. I'm actually getting ready to do a really detailed Stars Without Numbers campaign, and I'm going to be putting videos from the creation of the sectors, the history, all the way through, because it's one of those games that people have a hard time approaching because of how complicated it is. But I love it a lot.
At least your maps were looking pretty tight. I don't see any problems with the maps that you put out. So
yeah, I'm excited. Okay, that being said, we are going to transfer over to Slacker Z now, who is my good friend Chris here. Chris, very distinguished goatee. I am jealous. I can only grow goatees in two forms, the Tony Stark or the Musketeer, which is what I got now. Anything else looks like Rick Grimes from freaking Walking Dead. So, what's been going on in your channel?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We're still on hiatus right now. I am still working on some stuff. We'll start having announcements soon. Sometime during the summertime, I'll be back making videos. But for right now, still on hiatus.
That is okay. I want everyone to know who's watching my channel. I plan to be working with Chris, because once the channel gets rebooted from his hiatus, I want to do a bunch of post-production stuff for him, a bunch of splash screens, and I actually want to help him do a lot of really exciting RPG stuff, because Chris, you are the kind of guy that you just walk into a card shop and you go, hey, is somebody playing D&D here or whatever? And they're like, yeah, it's that guy over there. And you just see this kind of like laid-back hippie dude with an e-cig, and you're like, all right, I'm going to go play with that guy. And it turns out being the best game of your life. And it was one of those things that when I saw you and I first started playing in your games and watching your games, everybody spoke highly of you, but not a whole lot of people knew who you were. And it's because you were relatively new at the time. And then when I started watching your games, I'm like, oh my god, this guy is a creative goldmine.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
I appreciate it.
Very
yeah,
excited.
but I have got something big in the works. Something a little bit different than you have not seen in your typical YouTube Star Wars games. I've been watching. I've been planning some stuff, so I don't want to get into anything yet. There will be announcements in the Tides of Change playing group, probably in about another month or so.
I'm very excited. I'm very jealous of your backsplash too.
Oh, all this?
of your yeah. I'm very jealous.
Yeah,
I see you have bookshelves
next
at work.
time.
Where did you get those? Because it might be in the market. Somewhere.
Walmart. And I'm not bullshitting
Oh.
you. They're all Walmarts.
Well, Walmart, I am on my way because that's a lot of books. This IKEA shelf couldn't take it.
Yeah, hey, you know what? You do it right, and these things will actually last quite a while, surprisingly
Awesome.
enough.
IKEA, where you don't have to be rich, you just have to have a very little amount of books. So I'm looking forward to it. Keep me posted. Keep this channel updated. I've got a lot of people who want to know more about my players. In fact, thank you, audience. I love the engagement. It seems like the further along these campaigns go, the more and more comments we get per video. And even in Facebook, we get people going, oh my gosh, you know, I did not realize how many people watched it until they started showering me with compliments about how Viatar's voice sounded clear. And I was like, honestly, I enjoy Nate very much in my games. He's one of those wild card characters, Viatar is. And I love wild card characters. Grod is predictable to a point, but Viatar's just downright crazy. Like, I have no idea what he's going to do. But, to keep with the tradition...
I want to throw something in on this. Don't try using your phone and Google Hangouts. That stupid Google Hangouts times out like crazy.
Google Hangouts is a piece of garbage. And for all of you people role-playing with Google Hangouts because you don't want to try Skype because you heard bad things about it, you don't want to do Facebook video because it's different, shame on you. Because you're really shorting out your audience. Okay, people go, what about die rollers? Get the free version of Roll20 for crying out loud. Honestly, go Google a die roller from D&D. Because Hangouts is garbage. And the moment that Google bought out YouTube, they stopped trying with Hangouts. So, in case you're wondering why Hangouts isn't becoming what it should, it's because Google owns YouTube. They want you to use YouTube, not Hangouts. But, that being said, those of you who do really good Hangout games, I am envious of you because I've had nothing but problems with Hangouts, and I want to know your magic trick and who in the Google corporate world you had to sleep with to get it to work right. That being said, we're going to move over to Archie. Archie, Sirius, you had an emotional episode. And I think in the last episode, my favorite thing about Sirius is Sirius, throughout this entire campaign, shit has just been stacked on top of shit. Like, emotional damaging stuff has been stacked on. And now you finally have someone who can anchor you to your Jedi roots. And what I loved about Sirius is it seems like he's always been hungry for that, to explore his power in the Force. And now that he has somebody showing him, instead of being like Anakin going, I'm sad, I don't wanna... You just started focusing on only that, and your strength as a character in Sirius really started to shine last time. When you were negotiating with the Madame, you were completely professional. It seemed like Sirius had his shit together. How do you feel about Sirius and how he's grown?
I have to agree with you 100%, man. It's exactly that, and it sort of ties into the ashes to ashes sort of thing, where like, you know, he was baller, and then he found out about his daughter, and he fucking went off the rails and got locked in prison and tortured. But through all those trials, he was reborn back into the man he was supposed to be, you know. And man, I know I interjected this myself, but like I'm still tripping on that Room of the Thousand Fountains thing. Man, that was just the flavor of like getting those visions through the guy, and then like getting that connection to the past, and that's the way I sort of look at it. The way the water flows, and time flows, and the Force flows. So you know, it's cool to be able to play a character who actually can be sort of a seasoned Force user, as opposed to someone who is still trying to has no basis in training. You know, like this Sirius is a character who was trained by Yoda.
Right. And that's the interesting thing about Sirius. It's almost like he just forgot his way. And it's not that he's being trained, it's that he's being reminded. It's almost like if you have that veteran soldier who, you know, has been out of the army for a long time, but now has to go to war. And they're just retraining him to get him back on track. And that's very much... Yeah,
that's exactly the way to look at it. Because, you know, it's the symbol of that lightsaber. I'm a Nemon disciple. That's my actual character class. I haven't had a lightsaber this entire time. Damn Jam was like here, and I'm like, no. Because it wasn't time to become that person. But now it is that time.
That being
So
said,
that's
let's touch on a hot topic. The one in all three campaigns, Destiny, Horizon... Why do I have a knife? Destiny, Horizon, Dust to Dust, and Ashes to Ashes, there is one thing that ties all the campaigns together, and that is Sarah. Sarah is the one thing that ties all three campaigns together. So, that being said, and I know a lot of people are like, isn't it Tarkin and the sarcophagus? And no, it's not. It is Sarah. She was the pebble that started this entire avalanche. Does Sirius realize, because I realize it as a game master and as an audience member, that the reason why Cooper kept Sarah away from him and the knowledge of her surviving away from him is because he knew Sirius would lose, or Here would lose his way? Or would you say that Here lost his way long before Sarah was taken?
I don't know, man. I would say it wasn't so much that Here lost his way, it was that he turned his back on it. And so I would think Cooper knew that if it came down to it and he needed to turn around and, look back on the past and draw on what had happened in the past to accomplish something, that's why Cooper sent him on these negotiation missions without all this violence and stuff, all the Force stuff that he was trying to keep back. So, he knew if he, he's gonna have to become a Jedi again if he's going to try to save his daughter. So he was like, well, I can't have that happen.
Right.
He has the thing about keeping that on lock.
Exactly. Well, it's interesting because I don't think Sirius sees it that way, but it's awesome that Archie sees it that way, and that gives you a testament to your role-playing skills, and I got to give you props to that.
Yeah, man.
Let's get down to it.
I'm not the deepest characters, but I try.
Archie Duelists, your YouTube channel, your playthroughs of Fallout crack me up, man. Some of the shit that you say just catches me off guard. And you ridicule the game a lot of the time. The mechanics of it anyway. Where you're like, well, that's just stupid. And then you move on. And there's no elaboration or no joke. You're just like, this is dumb. Proceed. And I love
that's
that.
How
because
I play life, baby.
that's how I play. Yeah. Other than playing in the game that Thomas is playing in, you got any projects you're working on?
Oh, man, I had a nice schedule for the new year. It didn't pan out. I have not held to that in the slightest. But I'm excited. I just picked up Stardew Valley on the PS4, and I'm, all that hardcore killing people. Nah, man, I'm gonna go farm, Harvest Moon style. So if you're interested in a laid back, if you want to see me say crazy shit about crops and people in the village, you can check out the Stardew Valley playthrough coming out. And the other thing I would like to hype, also, you can check out James and Chris for this as well. May the 4th, our boy Joshua from the Dust to Dust campaign is putting on a really exciting thing. I feel blessed and honored to be invited to it. I'm not as experienced a GM as these cats. They've been in the Tides group a lot longer. They're much better GMs than me. So somehow somebody couldn't make it, and I got into that game. So please check that out. And show props to Joshua. He really works hard for the group. He puts out a lot of games, way more than anybody I know of. And so that's commendable. We should support him if we can on that as well.
Absolutely. Yep. And Josh doesn't GM in the style I prefer to GM in, but if you want to learn how the game works, you watch Josh's game. Josh has literally memorized front to back of every book that's out there.
Yeah,
there's very few things that he does not know. He is the Yoda of the Star Wars universe.
He's the book, dude.
He is the book. I still honestly believe that Disney comes by and knocks him out with a tranq dart, and then Fantasy Flight Games comes in and puts a hose up his butt and just drains him of all of his ideas, and then puts him into book form. But I think my problem is I can't run that mechanically. I like to do my games loosey-goosey. I like to have a lot of fun. And sometimes I look at a space battle and I go, shit, I don't have an hour and a half to do this. So we're going to cut this rule out. But what I love about Josh is he manages to manage his time very well with the balancing of the rules. And I absolutely love it. And thank you for giving him mad props. I don't know if this video will be out by May 4th. Again, I'm going to have faster internet soon, so I'm going to be posting these videos like crazy. And I'm also going to just start getting into the behavior of the moment that this game ends, just spending all night editing it. Because then I can relax the rest of the week and not stress about it. So, if that happens May the 4th, If not, too late, you missed out. Let's get to the game, guys.
You can check his channel out and watch the fucking game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there are precursor games.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're live. And I'm in one of them. I play Bengar Ryan. He's a grizzled vet from the Alliance. He was in the Clone Wars. And he was actually, a very high-ranking officer in the Clone Wars. So even though he's a rebel soldier, he is old. He's not the young spry. And he's not old like Professor Farnsworth either. I just want to throw that out there. And when I projected the idea to Josh, he was just like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, awesome. So check those games out. I don't know much about the other characters, but I've read the prequel games, and they are all fantastic. They take place in different points. But the whole purpose of the prequel games is that you get to know the character that's going to be in the May and the 4th game, but it also allows the Facebook audience to play with the GMs that are going to be in the May the 4th game. So it's a fantastic idea.
It's a really cool idea.
I would like to see him do that a few times throughout the year. I would totally be in support of that. But that being said, let's play. Grod, you are drunk on a bed. Having swallowed the worm of a drink that you're not supposed to swallow because it gets you mega drunk. And you're not going to be drunk all session. I will tell you right now, I am planning on this session taking the course over a few days. Because you guys do need to rest. And it's been nonstop for you guys. Nonstop. You guys have not rested a single day since your escape from Kessel. Which means, Archie, since you've been tortured, you have not had one day of rest. And after torture, you ran out butt naked, got dressed in somebody else's clothes that didn't fit right, and then jumped on an ATST with a lightsaber blaring in your hands. So that was pretty interesting. Thomas, you have not rested either. I mean, you were in the ordeal of Kessel, and Dam Jam and Viatar, you guys suffered the defeat of losing the Star's End and the post-apocalyptic Kessel group and the 12 people who were Jedi hunters, and dealing with all that stuff. Bardorak being killed, Corsac being on Dam Jam's tail, which they still are because you guys can't keep out of trouble. 2 episodes ago, you guys were involved in a terrorist attack where a very high-renowned office building exploded. The First Order projected their
Don't know anything about that one.
No, not at all. The First Order projected their first propaganda piece. And I don't think you guys realize how important that is. That is the first public propaganda that was released out for the First Order. And you guys were witness to it.
And we had our picture in it?
Oh,
yeah.
Yep. And then there was this weird thing where Archie decided to be Anakin Skywalker and jump on a bunch of vehicles in Coruscant and crash a garbage truck into his friends. That was
Sorry,
cool.
guys.
The wreckage of the garbage truck broke the holocron and shoved it into Dam Jam's chest, so now Dam Jam is the holocron. Very exciting. So I want to reinforce to our audience and to our players that they are exhausted. And they finally have rest because Grod broke down and said, look, I know of a place. It actually happened to be the place that Grick and Grod met up and became the dynamic duo that terrorizes everybody. But it's called Madame's Brothel. And it is in Coruscant. And she has agreed, because you guys turned Grick over for torture, she has agreed to allow you guys to stay in one of her penthouses, which is in the basement. There are 9 penthouses in the basement. And I use quotes because it's Coruscant. So her brothel is still like 700 stories above the surface of the planet where all the mutants live. So she's still pretty far up in the atmosphere, even though it's called the Undercity because it's below the really beautiful Coruscant that we all know and see in the movies. That being said, let's get down to it. We have a battle on our hands. As you guys brought Grod back to the penthouse to rest, Dam Jam and Sirius were talking in the kitchen when they found out that there were 2 gentlemen standing in the hallway to room 19, which, unfortunately, I can't read it right now because I'm recording. But 19 does have a name. And they came in and they basically were asking questions about Nobody?
Oh man.
about the Star's End and
The
the
breaching device, yes.
yeah, where it's been.
They want to know how the hell you guys did that. Now, if you'll pardon me, the GM is suffering from really bad allergies, so...
I promise I didn't narc you out, Vitar. Yeah, not on purpose, at least. Promise.
No, nobody narked Viatar out.
No, totally.
They know of you guys. They know that you guys were responsible of it, but they want to know how to replicate the technology. Viatar is on the ship trying to track down Ticker, which... Do you remember Ticker, Viatar?
Yeah. Ticker has he has a nasty habit of blowing things up.
Now, why
And,
were you looking for
his
him?
Well, because Viatar's decided to try and blackmail some of his old clients.
Good. So you're working with the artificial intelligence unit, right?
Yeah, Travis. And one of the other things is that even though whatever his fancy pants Jedi name is, who swooped off all my bottle caps into the trash.
Janice.
Viatar goes back over and picks up the bottle caps because under the rubber cap in the inside of those is a microchip that has the details on all his clients. Because he realized after his incident with losing his chop shop, the last time he had to shop, that he was going to need to have backup information, and this is the safest way for him to store it. So he's back there pocketing the bottle caps out of the trash can. That
I gotta say, I loved your face when he scooped them into the trash can. You're like,
what the hell?
Those aren't just bottle caps. And he thought you were speaking metaphor. He's like, I'm a Jedi. My name is Janice. I speak in metaphors all the time. But the Sith Inquisitors
anyway
kind of tricked Sirius. They cut a hole in the window and threatened them with violence. Sirius activated his lightsaber, and then the Sith Inquisitors got all excited. They're like, yay, I knew you were a Force user. And then attacked Dam Jam. Because Dam Jam was what led them there. Because Dam Jam is a giant walking beacon now. So, good on you, brother. This is all your fault. Actually, I guess it was the garbage truck driver's fault.
Yeah.
This all stems back to Sirius.
I had to keep up. Hey, I had to keep up my momentum after the garbage truck. Just trying to do my part.
So, before we get too far into this, because I'm notorious for forgetting, let me make sure that my pool is clear. And then we're going to have you guys roll. Whoops, wrong screen. Sorry about that, people. We're going to have you guys roll for your destiny as soon as my dice pool loads. Excellent. My API scripting worked. Clear pool. Force player update. Sync with GM, everybody. And go ahead and roll your destiny. Oh my.
2 and 2.
did I get that right? Okay. Let's see. Dang it! I lost my window. Where'd it go?
Well, while you're losing your window, I'm going to go ahead and roll just to represent. Okay.
There it is. Got it.
It didn't show my die at all, did it?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Top secret rolling.
Oh,
This may
come
be
on!
oh. There we go. Even
All right.
50-50.
Well, 4 and 4, I can deal with that. I'm okay with that. So, let's go to the combat page here real quick and get into this. Even though they did jump to attack Dam Jam with the holocron embedded into you, and with Sirius now using the Force, and with Grod farting in the bedroom, I think it's safe to say that you guys probably have a good idea what's coming, and I'm not entirely sure that this would surprise you. So I would like you guys to roll an initiative. I'm going to turn on the turn tracker, and when you go... Hang on, let me clear the turn tracker. All right, yeah, okay. When you go to roll, please click on your guy, and then click your Cooler Vigilance. Read the description in your character sheet. And I'm going to let you describe or decide whether or not it's Vigilance or Cool based on what your character was doing beforehand. Grod, you can roll for initiative, but it is unprepared. Because you're just like, he's a bitch.
Yeah, he's half passed out. Like I said, he's trying to fight the bed spins right now.
Right.
So probably do vigilance. They're both the same. So
let me bring up XSplit to make sure that the audience can actually see the turn orders as they are. There we go. There you are, audience. I love all of you, so I want to make sure you guys can read how the players are going to get destroyed. Viatar, I want you to consider what kind of rolls you want to do in the meantime to track Travis or the ticker down, and also to encrypt the cruiser to where it operates only for your crew.
Yeah. Pull out my all-time. Well, this is currently my all-time favorite supplement. Is the special modifications.
Okay, I am cleaning up the turn order here. All right. Let me look at my handy-dandy sheet here. They definitely knew that they were going to attack you, so I don't think they have to worry about that so much. Oh my. They actually have a pretty good initiative roll. Holy cow. Alright, so we've got 3 and 0. Oh, somebody's eating their mic. Alright, come on, stop. Sounds like somebody's putting on rubber gloves. It's like...
Yeah, just click mute, brother. It's all good. Just click that mute.
Here we go, here we go. Okay. 3131302221. Now, Grod, before you sit there and think, well, you know, I'm kind of out of it right now because I am drunk. Remember that you and I had previously discussed that drinking will not inhibit your ability to fight. It inhibits your ability to do anything else. So right now, you're probably like, yeah! So you can participate.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to know that.
Totally, dude. Yeah, I mean, when you're drunk, you get beer muscles, so you're ready to fight.
More than that, though, because of how you fought before, I want you to think of it also as you're honing in on your skill. So, describe to me how you're in this drunken stupor when it becomes your turn, and how the noise you hear from outside, because as one Sith Inquisitor carved a hole into the window, the other one flipped the table, you definitely hear some furniture clattering around. Just think of how you'd like to introduce that. And when we start, can I please get, and for those of you out there who are playing the game, or watching the game, and for my players, I'm going to do something for you guys. My Sith Inquisitors are Nemesis level enemies. So, I know Destiny Horizon, they underestimated them in the past. I think Damn Jam and Sirius, with your experience dealing with this stuff for Cooper, you guys would not underestimate the Sith Inquisitors. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, let's start with who wants to take the first player spot.
You don't mind, Sirius?
Yeah,
you both basically get to go back to back, so it's just who's going to roll first is the big thing.
Go ahead, man. You're fine.
Okay, well, Damn Jam, in response to about ready to be attacked, is going to jump back to back up. I think I got enough distance to move to back up, back to Sirius.
Yeah, and for those, since we're not used to playing on the grid, I'm calling short range 5 squares.
Okay.
Engaged range is 2 squares away, right? Because it's within striking distance. And if you wanted to move into the other range band, it's 5 squares away. So you can move up to 5 squares. So definitely, I think you could jump back onto that.
Okay, so I'm going to jump back over here, back towards...
Are you standing on the counter?
Well, no, I'd be a little bit more down. I'm trying to get it a little bit more.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Right about there.
You can move it down
And,
onto the counter spot. I just wanted to specify whether or not you were taking the high ground.
No, I'm just staying back to back, and as I make it back, we'll close his eyes real quick, open him up with the red Sith eye on the one on the right, the blue one on the left, and pull the lightsaber, ignite it, and just wait.
As you pull the lightsaber and
That's all I'm
ignite
gonna
it,
do.
normally you're not really equipped to deal with lightsaber, like you haven't been trained. But as you ignite that lightsaber and you ready your defenses, and I am going to allow you to take, I believe you take a defense, since you're taking a defensive stance, and you've got your defense for the lightsaber.
Okay.
You have an envision, like, you're aware of the scenario. It's not taking you completely out of scene. It's not like an aside. But you do see Tarkin's visage in your head. And he smiles and he's like, yes, that is exactly what I want. Exact your skill. Use that blade. Take them down. Let your passion drive you. Think of Sirius falling in combat. Think of Grod being cut in twine on the bed. Let that fuel your abilities. And that's all that's said. So, and then we are going to, so you're just moving and getting ready. Did you want to ready in action, like if he enters, I attack?
Yeah. If he gets within range, yeah. I mean, he's right now. Damn Jam's just taking a defensive position. He hears the voice. He's kind of fighting it off. That red Sith eye is kind of flaring up a little bit, but at the same time, the blue eye is pulsating. So you could see, like, if the Inquisitors are looking, and you can kind of see the camera. You'll see these pulsating going as he's standing there defending.
Now, I would like you to take a step back, however, because the lightsaber is made for a normal-sized combatant, and you are small, so you don't have a lightsaber like Yoda did. You have a normal lightsaber. So when you go to cut, you might underestimate the arc.
Okay.
All right, so let's move to the next player turn. Who's going to take that spot, Grod or Sirius? Now, it might be nice to have Grod's backup now. Like, he could probably shoot if he entered the hallway. But then again, that places Sirius' reaction after the Sith Inquisitors.
Yeah, man, if you don't mind, I'll like to go ahead and go, because
No, go for it. I pictured you two would be going first anyways.
Cool, I got to do a thing before they hit me, or I might die. So I also have my lightsaber out, and sort of in the same way Damn Jam sort of took a defensive stance, I do the same thing. I do that high, basically it's like a Soresu guard, but I do it. And what I do is I use all my force energy and I pull it in myself, just letting the force infuse my body with energy, and I take the center of being maneuver, so their crit rating is upgraded against me. And I say to Damn Jam as an incidental, I say, together to Grod. And I want to start. I mean, I'm not going to move yet because he can't move, but like I'm waiting.
Actually, I would cheat in this instance, and I would allow Damn Jam's readied action to give him a maneuver, if that's okay with you guys. I think in this instance, Damn Jam is, unless Damn Jam feels that given his current state, he isn't 100% on the
So let me just show you what I'm thinking, Damn Jam, and then what I would like to do is for us to move like basically over here to block the hallway off, and then we can get Grod and sort of retreat backwards while he shoots over our shoulders and shit.
And also remember, when battling on the map, you can move your piece back. You can click on the thing that looks like a little comb on the left-hand side. It's actually a ruler. And you can click on that and then show. Do you see the little ruler on your top left? Yeah. The little toolbar? Yeah, you can click on that and then drag and point so that you guys can communicate. Let's go here, and then from here, let's go here. So it's a handy little tool if you guys are deciding what to do. So that's your maneuver, right?
Well, yeah. Is that would you give me like a nod or whatever of acceptance to that one?
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start making our way over towards the hallway.
You can move 5 squares to get to
like for
move
free?
into the. So you move 3. I would allow you to move like right to that doorway. Pretty much would be fine.
Well, here, let me do it like that, so Damn Jam can sort of get past
Yeah.
me. Because I don't.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I don't want
Like that.
knocked off.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. Do you want to take a bonus maneuver serious, or are you just going to hold position? Because if you want, you can
Like,
ready an
ready
action.
I can what?
You can ready.
Oh,
an
I'll
action.
ready an action. That's what I'll do. I'll ready an action to strike a blow if they come within range.
Okay, excellent.
It's more of a warding strike. It's not like I'm going to kill you strike though. You know, like a don't come over here, dude.
All right. So as you as you move into position, the Inquisitors look over to Damn Jam, and one of them extends his hand and says, "Oh no, you don't, you pesky rat," and reaches for him and then uses this motion to pull towards him, and he is using Force Pull. Now, you are the expert on the Force and Destiny books. If I am doing this wrong, let me know, but it's a 2 green attack against short range, which would be 2 purple. No, 1 purple. It's 1 purple for short range. And if you generate a light side, then it works. And am I right in assuming that, because they're using Force Move?
Yeah. They have to generate a dark side for them to be successful.
I think
Right.
it does it. I may be wrong about this, but does it go against his discipline or his resilience or something like that? Since he's like an opposed Force user.
I thought so, but according to this, because I actually found the stats for the Inquisitor, it says, when using this action to make the attack, all range difficulties are included.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I mean, it is what it is, brother.
That could be that this was before Force and Destiny, but how is it done now? Is it against him and his will, or?
Well, I'm not read on the book. I'm pretty sure when you use a Force power on somebody else, especially player characters, that it's like against their discipline or something like that.
Because I think since this one's not, it's not necessarily a Force. Yeah, let's just do that. I don't know how you would block a Force pull.
You know what? You are right, because there are a lot of talents that specifically override that rule, and you said it was like a talent from the Inquisitor thing, so
Right.
just fucking do how it says, man.
Because that
straight.
also, I think that makes a little more sense to do it with a range anyway, because it's Force pull, and I don't see how you would be able to stop that with your discipline. But let's do it this way, and I got to roll a dark side to make it work. If it says all range difficulties included, that includes the defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that does, yeah. So I'm going to give him a setback die because it's a 1 range defense for lightsaber, is it? Or is it 2? I think
You
it's
got to
1.
have something on the lightsaber to get that. It doesn't just have it.
Okay, well then I am going to actually give him a boost die because he is aiming. So he's giving up his movement.
Well, no,
No.
he took a defensive stance, so that gives him a.
That's what I was thinking. No,
attack him.
he gave it up because he double moved, remember?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yep.
No, that's all right. Hey, I'd rather talk this stuff out. And they succeed.
Ooh.
So this is supposed to be a combo move, pull / lightsaber. That is not what he's doing. He has a set trap in mind. So Damn Jam, I love this game. He reaches out to you and you see him do this and you lose your footing and you slide back and you realize that the table that would have obstructed you has been tipped over, which was odd because you guys didn't have guns. And now you realize why as you're in mid-flight. The Inquisitor steps away from the hole in the window and you are flung out the window. Right
Oh
there.
shit! All right.
And you are not falling right now. You know what I mean? We'll get to that when we get
Right.
to that. Because you
Right.
still have to grab the edge and stuff like that. And I need to shut the door because my kids are being noisy. Hang on.
All right.
Man, I was so sure that like Crit rating's gonna save me. Yup. You're getting tossed out the window on Coruscant.
All right.
Holy crap.
So, their trap was activated, their trap card, and they moved to the side as you fly past them out the hole in the window. And as I said, you are not falling yet. I will give you a chance to do something, or even Sirius to do something. So, the next guy, however, charges at Sirius. Sirius, you have a ready to action. Make your attack.
How many reds does the Nemesis make it? For the roll? One or two?
I thought that was a stupid rule, so I don't do that. Because...
So they don't get red upgrades?
No, their stats are ridiculous, okay?
Okay.
But
enough.
he's got 2 melee defense. So that's 2 black.
Okay, 2 black.
2 purple because you're in melee.
Yep. Okay. I don't think I get any boosts or anything. I can fucking apply to that. But hey, see how it goes, baby. My ninja. I don't know why I rolled a...
Hang on. That's my fault. Let me reset it.
It's all good.
Go ahead and re-roll again.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that many greens, do I?
You don't have that many purples either.
Supposed to be that many purples.
Thank you.
Man, I liked that roll, though. It looked pretty. I don't want to I don't want to risk rolling crappier to that. Oh!
Okay, I'm going to say that if you don't mind, I do have an idea for 3 advantage.
Well, I mean, there are advantages. You're not going to fuck me over. Do that. That's straight.
What if he doesn't get to attack?
We'll see.
Let's say
Sure.
that you don't hurt him in your defense, but let's say, and I want you to narratively describe how this looks, as he vaults over the table and he comes after you, that your lightsabers clash. That's what happens. Because it was a wash.
Okay, so yeah, he as his homie pulls Damn Jam from beside me, and I like look on in horror as my dog is the fucking apparently the whipping boy of our party gets tossed out the fucking window. I made James choke on his sandwich with that. Yes, baby. So,
He really is. He really is.
it's terrible. We got to get that man a break. So he lunges like parkouring off the table, and but I'm ready, man. I have my defense up, and he tries to come in with a high slash, zone 1, and I'll just raise up high guard, fully planted, and he has to like land in front of me, sort of unceremoniously, as the blade lock keeps him from advancing further, and his momentum is completely stopped with my stonewall defense.
I think since you deflected it, when he comes, you know how he's got the rotating lightsaber. I know not all Inquisitors have those, but screw you, Star Wars fans, I like those, so they have them. As he comes down and he hits you, the light flickers through the room, that yellow flash from the lightsaber's impact. He's not necessarily going to hold the blade, because your blade is a lot thicker and longer than his, since he has the weird 2-bladed one. Instead, he twists his hilt and uses the momentum that you push him back with to pull him out as 2 singular lightsabers. And he slides back. Excellent job. That was his action, was trying to attack. I don't like the way lightsaber combat works in this game, so I'm winging it. So there we go. Next up, Grod. Grod, you hear the table. As an incidental, do you say anything serious when you see Damn Jam go right out the window?
Yeah, I yell, Grod! Help! And I don't know the restrictions here. I think this is legit, but hey, man, why don't we say that the last residents forgot their like auto blaster pistol in the room where Grod is, and he wakes up with a nice, almost out of energy gun right there.
Do you want to spend a light side point for that Grod finds a weapon, or does Grod have a weapon?
Well, why wouldn't he have
I'm
one?
gonna say is, as
I don't think he was disarmed. He was given back all
I didn't know you were well on.
No, he put his clothes back on after his S&M session up there with the ladies.
Oh, well then.
So I imagine.
Okay, perfect. I thought we were still like we didn't have shit. So just call out Grod, man, get out here.
And after hearing his name yelled, he was already kind of jostling, ready to get up because he had heard Valeria's name mentioned, and he thought he was getting kind of pissed because he thought Damn Jam and Sirius were talking about Valeria, and he was about to confront him. Then all of a sudden he hears, Grod, get out here. There's trouble. You know, he's going to just, instinct will take over, and he's going to run out to the hallway to see what's going on. And it's almost like when Han was in Bespin and they open up the door and there's Vader, and he just flips out his pistol and is like, bam, bam.
Yeah,
That's just what Grod's going to do, Just
in this combat, because you're drunk, I'm going to prohibit your ability to do double maneuvers. Not even if you spin strain. You're just like kind of stumbling. But that's the only prohibition I'm going to give you, and you absolutely can fire it.
Okay, but that's not a double maneuver. What do you move?
I know,
5 there?
but I'm letting you know, in case you guys have to run, you're only going to be moving your standard maneuver.
Okay.
So that when you take your shot, that is a medium range shot, because they are 6 squares away. And you can use the ruler if you need to find out and divide it by 5. It says it in feet. So if it's 25 feet and below, it's short range. 30 feet up to 55 feet, Yeah, there you go. Actually, let's make the math easy. Up to 30 feet is short range, up to 60 feet is mid, 90 feet is long, 120 feet is extreme. Does that sound good, everybody?
Works for me.
Excellent. I am going to give you a setback only because since this is all happening simultaneously, when you slide into the hallway, it's right after Sirius pushes the guy back and he's still got his lightsaber out, so you have to shoot past Sirius to hit this dude. So you're going to take 1 setback because of that, 1 setback because of the defense of his lightsabers, and then 3 difficulty for the range. Or 2, because it's medium. Yep.
Oh, yeah, medium's 2.
Yep, medium is 2. We have not done ground combat in a while, YouTube, so I appreciate your patience.
Holy shit.
I'm going to give that to you.
Damn.
I think I messed up again. No, I didn't.
No, that's what I got.
Jesus. Okay. Can I?
That was like the roll of the century right there.
Can I?
Yeah, go for it, because I'm like flabbergasted. I can't even think right now.
So the guy at the table whips his lightsabers out, and he goes, Jedi, your form is raw. Grod comes into the hallway, looks at him, and goes, blam, blam, and hits him in the chest, and he stumbles back and hits him in the chest again, and he smashes out of the partially broken Durasteel glass and falls to his death.
Nice.
Can I just like to say, drunk Grod again?
Props to drunk Grod, everybody.
Every
that
time
guy,
he gets drunk,
that guy is dead. Fantastic.
You see Damn Jam standing there, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah, actually, Damn Jam, you would be falling, and the guy would be smashing out the window above you. So now you got glass raining down on you and all sorts of stuff. Might incur some setbacks. Who knows?
Jeez.
So that's amazing. Let's cut over to Viatar. Viatar, you're on the ship. You haven't heard from the group. It's only been like 30 minutes. And you know that diplomatic negotiations take a while. Janice is on the ship with you because he does not feel comfortable in a brothel. Grick left the ship, so it's just Janice, you, and the AI. And Janice has been watching you quietly, just watching you. He's been standing in the corner. And it doesn't really bother you. It's not like somebody's looking over your shoulder, because this Jedi has a way to obfuscate himself so that even though he's present, people don't realize he's present unless you're looking at him.
he still bothers me after he did his little Jedi mind tricks things on me last session.
Oh, I don't see why.
But anyway, so yeah, like I said, Viatar goes over to the trash can, takes all the bottle caps back out, and sorts through them and finds this it's kind of a dusty red colored bottle cap. Now, for those of you who don't know, Viatar doesn't drink, so this is really odd. He's holding a whole pocket full of bottle caps. But anyway, it's got this little like dusty fireball on it. Anyway, he flips it over, pulls out a knife, and pops the plastic seal on pulls out this chip, and like he goes to Travis and he's like, "Look, I believe that we have unsecured communications, and I need to install some protocols."
Travis, by the way, is the AI built into the ship. You can activate, if you want, like a holographic visage of him. He does have one. And he says, "Why, yes, encrypted channels would be highly illegal. As per the law of 32-1B-75A of the Confederacy of the Coruscanti Trade Federation, we have established that it is illegal to encrypt your communications unless you have military prerogative or a political figure on board whose identity must be hidden from any cost. I cannot allow you to install that."
And Viatar's like, he's like, "Yeah." He turns back to Janice. He's like, "You're a political figure, correct?"
Janice smiles. "Yes."
I'm like, we need all the political security you can possibly give us. It's like,
oh God, that's good. You want to spend a light side and I'll just give it to you, or do you want to try to roll?
Yeah, that's. No, I'm good. We'll go ahead and spin the light side. Pull my sheet up here. Spin the light side. Okay. So yeah, he's more than willing to. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and go with that, and we get the.
Travis doesn't even hesitate. He goes, "Ah, yes. In the days of the Old Republic, I was actually a transport ship for the planet Corellia. I constantly escorted dignitaries of all types. In fact, that starfighter in the hold belongs to a Jedi pilot who fought and died in the Clone Wars. Of course,
I'll be sure to pass that along to them, Jim.
Encryption."
I said, "That's good. You and we will talk later. Right now, we got a few things I need to take care of." And with that, he pulls out this little microchip from the bottle cap, places it in the this little scan reader, and I'm like, "I'm Travis. I'm uploading a file. We need to start running some background scans, and I need this to be very discreet."
Travis responds, "Of course, sir. Discretion is my main prerogative."
Which I appreciate. So, yeah, his first thing would be to
odd. A lot of the local underground communications hubs are using newer code configurations than I have. It appears that after my owner had been assassinated by an explosive, all the nearby crime syndicates have changed their encryption codes. Unfortunately, you will need to break them manually or receive the code yourself in order to continue.
Oh, that's quite all right. The microchip is not a. It basically just has the data file on ticker, like everything up to the time that Viatar took care of his.
Right, but anything external,
reintroduction
all it says about Ticker was that he was wanted by Corsac, and that he had been underground, and that he had changed his place of living continually in order to stay hidden, and you have no further information.
Right.
You're not going to be able to do a backtrace on him, because that requires satellite information. It requires being able to track his recent whereabouts, and that's what he's telling you. You can't access that unless you break the encryptions. Everybody down here in the underworld, it's like having a phone line that doesn't belong to the city.
Okay, so I'm gonna gonna do a little retconning because you'd mentioned that he was working for Port Authority.
Yes,
and
he is
so
working
I'm
for Port
canceling that.
Authority. He is working for
Okay.
Port Authority, but Port Authority down here does not work for Corsac.
Oh, I know. Port Authority is its own.
You could
entity,
track
so.
Port Authority, but again, you would have to. If you could break into Port Authority and then use the chip that you have, it would make tracking him down easy.
Right. So yeah.
And whatever check you do make, you are going to get a blue die because Janice knows the area around here, and I would imagine he'd step up and say, "Listen, I know Port Authority well. Let me help you out with this."
It's like, yeah. Okay. So. Yeah. So I'm saying this as like two-part thing. One, I need to get Port Authority to track his current location, and number two, I would need to figure out one of the crime syndicates data banks to get the current price on this guy's head.
Excellent. Travis
So-
thinks for a moment and says, "We should be able to do that. First, we'll start accessing Port Authority. They should be more than willing to help us since he is a valid employee and no longer a criminal. However, for the bounty, that may be a little more difficult. We may want to tackle that later. It's entirely up to you."
Yeah. Let's just tackle one problem at a time, and we'll go with the Port Authority. We'll run a low-level security sweep, and I give him the name. He's no longer going under ticker. Try Rick Tavar, and let's see if we can't pull him up that way.
Okay, now I want you to go ahead and do a check against 4 purple because they did change his identity. And that's going to be any check you want. You could roll computers, you could roll whatever check you think would apply.
Right. Okay.
And then you do get a blue dice from Janice, who's helping you. Actually, I'd say since he
Okay.
has legal sway with Port Authority, let's make it 2 blue dice. Does that sound fair to everybody? I don't think it would just be 1
Yeah,
blue
2
die. I mean, Janice is like basically saying, "Hey, use my badge number."
Okay, and yeah, and let's see, and I'm gonna go ahead and use another light side. I'm gonna
Now, hang on. That will only
Boost
leave
my-
2. You need to ask the party that. That will only leave 2, and they are currently fighting a Nemesis level character. So
well, there's 3 of them to the one guy,
right.
and if
but
Grod
you saw his
rolls again,
stats-
There's 2, man. One
If
guy
Grod
got
rolls
tossed out
again-
the fucking window.
right, and Damn Jam is currently in a free fall. So ask the party, and if they're cool with it, then go for it.
I'm cool.
Okay, Damn Jam's cool. He was the one I was worried about the most. Everybody cool? Damn Jam's cool with it. You guys cool with it?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Go for it. Victor. I wanted to
Sounds
give
good.
Damn Jam a say, though, because if his character can't catch this, he's about to fall 700 stories. Go ahead and roll your computers against Daunting with an upgrade and 2 blue. Oh, 3 blue because AI is helping you. I forgot about that.
gosh, and we got how many other assistants do you want in there? Okay, yeah, I'm rolling. I got computers. I got Daunting 4, Upgrade 1, and 3 blue. Is there anything? Everything should be cleared, right? I'm not going to be pulling any force die or anything on the pool.
Everything's clear on my end, yes.
All right. So
Okay.
Triumph, baby.
Triumph, you fail 4 purple. You fail.
no, wait a minute. Let's see. There you go. Yeah. Okay, we're good. I failed.
You did fail, but with your triumph, of course that was canceled out. But with your triumph and your 4, I'd be willing to convert that into 1 success.
That's basically all I need. I need to basically be able to access the system and then plant a back door, and that's it.
When accessing the system, you are able to plant the back door, but the triumph is that you find out his name is now Dak Jerem. he kind of went into witness relocation, basically. The Port Authority gave him a new identity because he's turned straight. All right.
Well, at least from what they know.
Yes, exactly. And now we're going to pan over. The screen wipes, and Damn Jam, you are in a free fall. Having been pulled out the window, is your lightsaber still on?
I would think at this moment, after he got pulled out, he would have, although he was guarded, that threw him off. So I think he lost the lightsaber completely just
Fair
as
enough.
he flew out. It flew out of his hands. So now he's just without.
Let's say that the lightsaber's on the floor. I would imagine that as you were sliding, maybe you let go of it and it turned off, and it's spiraling on the floor. And you go sliding out the window, but you are in a free fall right now.
Right.
So I'm going to need you to do something to stop it. And right above you, there's glass raining above you. Like, you're falling faster than the glass, so you just kind of see it sparkling in the night lights. The purple lighting from Madame's pleasure house is lighting up them. It kind of looks beautiful. Like, there's just purple glitter falling above you. And there's this Inquisitor flying out the window with two holes, one going all the way through, so you kind of see through his shoulder blade, and the other one's just a smoldering flame, and he comes flying out, his lightsaber's spinning in the air, and you need to decide what to do to stop yourself from free falling. But before we do that, we're going to go on our first break. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We're going to come back and find out what the heck Damn Jam's doing. This will also give him kind of an idea on how he wants to tackle this situation, and when we come back, we'll continue this conflict. Thank you very much, and if you liked the video, hit a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We love having the comments down below, so feel free to comment. I do respond to them quite frequently, and we will see you for part 2.